And we are live. What up, players? Welcome to episode 140 of Player Life. It is Wednesday, the 7th of July here in Tokyo, Japan. Uh, Coming at you. It is just 10 past 8 p.m. Had a good day here in Tokyo. Good day indeed, as usual. Uh, Riley in the house. What's good? Hope you're well. Um, Yeah, it's weather forecast predicted rain today, but it did not rain, and it was very humid. But I went out with my boy Jair, and we did our usual workout in the park. It was a good time. Gabriel E in the house. What's good? What is good? Hope you're well. Um, yeah, man, it's just feels so good just to work out outdoors. I mean, I'm a big fan of like even if you go to the gym, it's you should incorporate some outdoor exercise into your routine, even if it's just one day a week. But it's just nice. I don't know, especially in an urban environment. You can take your shirt off, you can flex on the bitches. It's a good time. Funny story today, actually. But let me show you. Let me share our workout. Show you just a few snaps from our workout. Let me get it up. Yeah. So yeah, Canada's whack. Canada. Anyway, this is a side note, but yeah, I don't know. I got this notification that said access to your story has been restricted due to a legal request. Following a review of a legal request about your story, we restricted access to it in the following locations. Canada. It's always fucking Canada. Canada. We carefully review and something. I scribbled out something against our policies and conduct a legal and human rights assessment. After this review, we may restrict access to the reported account in the locations where it is alleged to be unlawful. I have no idea. I don't know if it's something to do with music or some other ORP material I was sharing, but Canada just sounds like such an annoying place. Like that Justin Trudeau guy. I've never liked him. I don't know how long he's been prime minister, but man, I don't like that guy. He is such a dickhead. He is such a slimy bastard. But yeah, just all the laws I see coming into Japan, the way they handled the draconian way they handle this, the beer bug, just sounds like a shitty place. It gets all these mad progressive laws and shit. I'm not even talking about the country. I'm talking about the society. Canada, there seems to be a lot of beautiful places in Japan, in Canada. It's crazy cool nature and whatnot, but the society seems shit. From afar, it seems real bad. I don't know. I really would not like to live there by the looks of things. And I have friends. Well, I have a friend living in Canada, and he concurs. He agrees with me. He says it's pretty bad, and he's looking to get out. If I was in Canada, I'd be trying to get it out. It looks, I don't know. Anyway, here's a workout. Do a bit of a muscle up. Yeah, bit of a landscape view today. Probably I'm gonna make a compilation, like a workout compilation, upload it to YouTube. But yeah, cannot beat the old calisthenics. These are good for the abs. Yeah, it's definitely good. It really, stuff like this really works out your whole body. Like everything, you're working out everything really. Maybe apart from your calves, but and some sit-ups. I do like sets of 25 usually. As you can see, abs are taking shape. These are the receipts. It is working, that's for sure. But yeah, lean and mean. That's the goal. Lean and mean. But yeah, for someone like me, it's a real mission to put on weight. I seem to have like I'm like 76, 76, 77, but I seem to be going sideways. I don't know. It's just so hard as an ectomorph to put on weight. But as you can see, not in bad shape. Not too much to complain about. But I'd like to get to 80. I'd like to get to 80 kg, but it's just, man, it's hard. Uh, yeah. But yeah, sets of 10, banging them out pretty fairly easily now. Pull ups and chin ups. Uh, so yeah, gonna probably move on to sets of muscle ups where you actually go up over the bar, as you saw in the other clip, and they are fucking hard. They are seriously hard muscle ups. The only thing about muscle ups is it seems you can get injured on them. And here is Jair. Crazy thing is, Jair looks way more jacked than me, but we're the same weight, which is obviously means that my bones must be heavier, because he's visibly much bigger than me. Like, yeah, so I guess I have heavier bones. I drank a lot of milk as a kid. Maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe it's just genetic. Maybe it's something to do with what I ate. It's a genetic thing. But yeah, we're the same weight. Yeah, and I got this letter today. A beer bug vaccine ticket from the Japanese government with my name. I obviously scribbled out my name, but that shit gets burned, man. Fuck that. Fuck that shit. That shit is just burnt up. I will not a hope I'm taking that. They have to hold me down and make me take it because I'm not. Man, I hate this bullshit. But yeah, I just burnt it. Just burnt that shit up, and that is that. But yeah. So yeah, we were at the park today, and let's see. Rishi and House says Canada Simpland. Seems to be, definitely seems to be. Live shithole. I concur. It seems like that from afar, from all the media I see. Jair in the house says hard work and discipline will pay off. Indeed, it does. It's paying off for sure. But Yair says, but remember, I've been doing around a year ahead of calisthenics about you. Yep. I'd actually been doing it, but not as disciplined. I also got injured, which took me out of it for a while. Yair says, I will actually check if I received that letter. I will burn it and post it on Instagram myself. Yeah, burn that shit up. I mean, it kind of freaked me out because are they recording? They're probably going to document people who don't get the beer bug vaccine, and maybe, I don't know, put them on some kind of list. Fucking, this genuine fascism shit. I really hate it. I just fucking hate that they sent that letter out. It should be a fucking completely voluntary. But yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if they're going to keep track of people who haven't taken the vaccine. Wankers, absolute bastards, fucking absolute scam. But yeah, we're in the park today, and this guy walks by with he's probably in his he was in his 60s, in fact, but he was with this pretty milfish woman, and she's probably in her 40s, but serious milf. Like she was wearing this tight dress, and she had big titties, definitely fake. They were way too big for her body, and a big juicy ass, and she was sexy. I would definitely smash her. Kind of milf hunter kind of vibe. But yeah, I definitely would smash her. Just she was she ticked all the boxes of like MILF, right? Anyway, we're just doing our thing, me and Yair, and the couple walk by, and the guy starts talking to Jair, and we get chatting for a bit while his turns out it was his girlfriend, and she was sitting on the bench, but she was like glancing over, and obviously, Jair and myself were shirtless, we're sweating, we're like, we're doing a workout outdoors, and you know, um, but we were talking for a bit, and the American guy invites the chick over, and honestly, I was getting the vibe that I honestly was getting the vibe that this guy was like kind of playing out some kind of fantasy, because he was older. He was like he was in his 60s, and I was honestly expecting him to exchange contacts and maybe meet up sometime. I'm dead serious. Like I'm serious. I was getting this vibe because we're shirtless. We're fucking young men. Like Jair's jacked. I'm in good shape. And he's with this like young, not young, but like I said, milfish. Like you would smash. I'm pretty sure all you guys in here would want to smash her if you saw her. Yeah, but I got the impression. Anyway, he invited her over, and I was like kind of on the bar. I was about to do some pull-ups, but yeah, he started like Jair's talking to this dude, and I'm kind of just like, man, she just like locked eyes with me, and we both looked at each other, and I kind of just winked at her, and she looked me up and down like, oh my god, like she clearly really like wanted the dick, but she was really flirtatious. It was hilarious, really. But the guy, it might have been her husband. He didn't say. He said it was his girl. Anyway, they were definitely in a relationship. But she like the most blatant, obvious sexual signals. Like it's not like there was no, how do you say it? It was just very obvious, very clear, that it was like, this is flirting. There was no in ifs, buts, or whatever. She was really sexually flirting with us. And I just like looked her up and down and was like, damn, I would tear you up. Literally while she's right beside her man. But that's why I like working out outdoors. You get these random kind of interactions. You have these random, yeah, you kind of get validation as well. It's nice to get validation of even the hot chicks, the college students, the girls walk by because we're obviously working out in the park. There's like tons of opportunities to do cold approach, do day game, just kill two birds with one stone kind of thing. We're working out, we're going about our business, we're catching up, we're hanging out, and we're getting to meet real hot chicks all the time. But yeah, it's just a funny thing. Jair says, "Fucking absolutely, you were right on target, my dog, and that guy's chest and belly hanging. Yeah, the guy was in pretty bad shape too. It was clearly a money kind of. It was clearly kind of, what's it called? Transactional kind of relationship. The guy was like, he's in his 60s. He was in bad shape. She was probably around, I'd say early 40s, like very bangable, very, very, very milfish, very, even if you have a little thing for milfs. Plus, it's like when you get that like sexual tension from a chick, it's when you can feel it, like that they want to get it on. And just the fact that she was such a naughty bitch, like standing right beside her, possibly her husband, and like really like flirting with me, like, locking eyes with me and just staring at me, and then like looking me up and down, and I winked at her and she winked back. And man, and even when they were leaving, she was looking back like constantly, like as they were walking away, just constantly looking back. So that's what made me think they were playing out some kind of weird role play fantasy, I don't know, cuckold kind of thing where like, yeah, I'm pretty sure there's going to be some kind of role play going on tonight. If they bang, he's going to be like, oh, did you like those guys? Oh man, yeah, I'm just surprised they didn't try and get our contacts. To have me and Jair run a train on her or something. Crazier things have happened. But yeah, that was today's story. But yeah, we did our usual thing. We went off and we went and got a coffee and did some cold approaches on our way. I only did 2 cold approaches today, and I got both of their contacts. That's the funny thing. Sometimes days you can do like 10 cold approaches. I'd say it'd be very unlikely now these days that I will do 10 cold approaches and get nothing. I don't know. Maybe it's I don't know. The more you do it, the better you look, the higher the probability of getting numbers. But yeah, like I said, only did 2 cold approaches. Got both of them really receptive. Like from first impressions, nothing's in the bag, and I don't even ever count my chickens before they hatch. But sometimes you get a feeling, and you think there's a probability that something will happen with them. Just usual cold approach, straight up. Roll up. Hey, what's up? What are you up to today? Really not complicated. Really, But the first girl I approached, really, really sexy. We were just chilling on the bench, me and Yair, and this chick walks by. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna approach. Got up, kind of walked out. She was walking into the train station. So you always, when you approach a chick, you never approach from behind. You never like run up like, hey, like tapping them on the shoulder and shit. It's dorky. It looks weak. You don't want to surprise them that way. So you get in front of her, a few paces ahead, or like a good few paces ahead. Depends. There's many ways, but I got ahead of her, and then I turned around and went towards her, from an angle, and I said, "Hey, what's up?" They all have their earphones in. All girls are gonna have their earphones. That doesn't mean shit. Of course, you just kind of wave at them. I say, "Hey, what's up? Do you speak English?" And she's like, "Oh no, like no, sorry," but like very receptive, very, like it doesn't matter really what they say. It's about the body language. But she was smiling, and that's obviously you're looking for that kind of receptiveness. And I said, "Oh no, no, no problem. I speak Japanese, obviously in Japanese." And we continued the conversation in Japanese. I said, "What are you up to today? I just want to say I like your style, so I wanted to talk to you." And she was like, "Oh, thank you, thank you." And I said, "My name's Mac," and I took her hand. Not like I don't. You don't go when you shake a girl. You go to introduce yourself to a girl. I will say this: you don't like put your hand out and like you don't like, "Oh, nice to meet you." No, you grab their hand like it's a delicate kind of flower, and the longer you hold it, the better. But literally, I was probably talked to her for around maybe around 2 minutes, maybe around 2.5 minutes. But for the whole encounter, I didn't let go of her hand, and she was very receptive. I was like literally massaging her hand. Like some girls, let's be honest, some girls have really sexy hands. I mean, there's some girls, you take their hand, and it's kind of like dry, and there's might be some calluses on it. I don't know. Some girls just don't have very feminine hands. This girl, man, this girl had the sexiest hands. Like, I mean, if her hands are this soft and sexy, imagine what her butt is like. Imagine what her titties are like. Man, this girl was fine. And she had her nails perfectly done. These like, man, like artistic fucking sexy nails. And, I just held her hand, and I was literally kind of massaging it while we're talking. And she's like squeezing my hand back, like very receptively. So we're literally doing this, like we're doing this, like it's crazy, like just like this is what you do, like this is how you build the sexual tension, like on the street, just immediately breaking down the physical, you're just breaking the ice, like you're creating sexual tension, and it's just, yeah, you can create sexual tension just by holding someone's hand. Like, it might not sound that sexual, you're just holding hands, but if you're like massaging each other's hand like right after you meet, like it can, escalate things very, very quickly. And I complimented her. I said, "Oh, your hands are so soft. Your nails are nice." And she was, "Oh, thank you, arigato, arigato." And she didn't try and move back. She didn't try and pull away. She was like I said, very, but just some small chit chat, and said, let's have a drink sometime, or coffee. I said, "Do you like coffee?" She said, "Oh, daisuki, daisuki." Daisuki means love. I love coffee. So I was like, "Yeah, let's have a coffee sometime. What's your line?" And she gave it, right up, and messaged me right back. Let me see. Let me see. Okay, so yeah, I mean, like she immediately. I sent, I always, like, as soon as I get a girl's number, I always, like, as soon as I exchange, I always send just my name. I just write like Mac, like maybe a sticker, maybe not, but I just want to have them because I said this. I've talked about this before. Sometimes you exchange a contact. I have hundreds of contacts, like all probably nearly 1,000. And a lot of these girls have her names obviously in kanji. Like they can get lost. You can literally exchange a line with contacts with someone. You do the QR code or whatever, and then if you don't send them a message, the contact, it won't be in the top of your list. Your law is lost, and you can't even remember. You're not gonna be able to find her because, like I said, it's in kanji. A lot of the time, I don't even remember what her name was. It's like, anyway. Small point. Oh, you should always send a message. Like, just send a message immediately as soon as you get it. Like, even on the spot. I often do it like on the spot. I just say Mac, just so I have it. But yeah, she a few minutes later after we finished, she sent this like love heart emoji. Um, these are little signs that, very receptive. You know, and just try and arrange a date as soon as possible. Um, and we're in the middle of doing that now, and yeah, that's what you got to do. That's the good thing. That's the great thing about day game. You can approach one girl a day. You never know. You never know until you approach. It's better to approach and not know. It's just you approach, and you're gonna find out. She's either gonna ghost you. Like, girls will ghost you. Some girls will give you dirty looks. Some girls will talk to you, receptive. They'll give you a line, and you're gonna meet up, and you're gonna smash. You're gonna have the best sex of your life. So, I mean, I was out just we were out on Monday, and I was like, I was chatting to Jair, and we're sitting on the bench in a good spot, and there's hotties walking by all over the place, and he didn't, like, he was gonna go and get a coffee, and but he was like, he was waiting for a hottie to walk by, just like, kill two birds with one stone kind of thing, and he didn't see this really hot chick walking by. He just didn't notice her, and I because she came out of the station. I was like, "Yo, Yair, there's your chance to get your coffee now. Kill two birds with one stone." So he saw her, and he's like, "Holy shit, this girl was sexy, like really feminine, really hot, really sexy." And yeah, he rolled up. He went after her. Same thing. He held her hand. She was really receptive. Like, she immediately messaged him back. And I don't know. I think he's involved. He's going to be arranging a date with her or something. Yeah, but that's what you got to do. You got to get out there, and take chances. Take fucking chances. Jair says, absolutely, man. That's why you need a good buddy to do day game. Yeah, I mean, doing day game with someone is fun. The thing about day game as well, you don't need someone to do it with. It is fun to do. You can do day game. You can do approaches while you're alone. It really doesn't matter. You can do it alone. You can do it with a friend. You can do it wherever. I will say though, when you are with someone, and you do day game, it kind of gives you social validation. Like, if a girl sees you with someone, like another a friend or whatever, it kind of gives her a little bit of, it kind of gives you that extra little bit, maybe social credit or something, that she, social points, where she knows you're not some kind of weirdo with no friends or whatever, because chicks care about that shit, unfortunately. Like, chicks, you know, they care about that shit for some reason. You know, but like I said, that doesn't mean you can't approach girls while you're on your own. But it just is something that, if you're rolling around with a friend, it can, give you that little extra boost. Sometimes, yeah, but it's definitely not 100% necessary to be with someone. I've done countless fucking on a lot of cold approaches, and been very successful while I've been like completely alone, lone wolf in it. Yeah, it's just, but yeah, like I said, if you're with someone, that can also be beneficial. Um, but yeah, just get out there, take risks. Like, a lot of guys, they just don't understand what it takes. Maybe they don't have the sex drive. Maybe they're jerking off too much. Maybe they're like, they get butt hurt too easy. But, you know, Jair and myself, like, every player, like everyone, I don't care who you are, we all get rejected. Like, some girls, like, um, yeah, I seen Jair get ghosted today. I've gotten ghosted. We all get ghosted. Like, we get ghosted. Some girls give us dirty looks. So some girls go, like, but that's pretty rare. But you probably get that more in Western countries. But it is what it is. It's our job. We have to do it. We're the men. Suck it up. Yeah, and right after I got the really hot girls, the first girl's number, I approached another girl. She was actually a European girl. Um, it's rare to see hot white girls in Tokyo, and she was pretty sexy. She was wearing these high heels, tight denim jeans, and a little crop top, looking pretty hot, actually. Definitely smashable. Um, and yeah, I got roll up to her, nothing complicated, just roll up, what's up? What are you up to? Do you speak English? She was like, yeah, I speak English. Started chatting to her. What are you up to? She was like, I'm going to a business meeting. I was like, you're looking pretty hot for going to a business meeting. And she was, oh, thank you. And she's like, yeah, it's fashion. So, let's have a drink sometime. And, whole interaction, probably again, 2 minutes, nothing crazy. Jair says, correct. They do check and ask sometimes. Are you alone? Absolutely. It does not mean you cannot do it. You should do day game in the supermarket, the street, shop, bathroom, wherever. Exactly, man. You can just take risks, man. I mean, I remember, even you can do it anywhere. You can even get creative with it. Like, I remember Jair and myself were walking by a coffee shop, and there's two girls in the window, and they're kind of smiling, looking out at us, and Jair goes and gets the QR code. There's just body language. Like, he just goes up to the window with his phone and the QR code, and exchanges Instagram with a chick. Like, boom, like, it's all sourcing. We don't be like, oh my god, I got her contact, I'm done for the day. It's like, nah, it's like, we're just experienced at this shit. We know that it takes fucking tenacity. You need to keep sourcing. You don't source enough girls, you're not going to be fucking. It's just the nature of the beast. You can't ever be relying on these girls. And that it's kind of a good segue into maybe into today's topic which I was going to talk about. And it's you never bank on these chicks. Never ever bank on these chicks, because if you bank on these chicks, you're most likely going to get disappointed. You got to unapologetically source all the time. And even if you get a chick's, like, the hottest girl, you get your ideal type, you get her number, it's a great interaction, you feel real satisfied, you're like, oh my god, I got her number. I'm so satisfied. Like I feel like I can't wait to fuck her. And it's like that type of naive shit like bugs me because it's like, first of all, there's no guarantee you're gonna fuck her, even if there is a good interaction. Like I said earlier, like there was a good, I got a very positive, receptive interaction with the first girl I approached today. Very receptive, very sexual tension was very high. But I'm not an idiot. I don't think, oh, I'm definitely gonna fuck her. I said the probability is there. There's a good chance, but I don't think I don't stop. I don't stop sourcing. Like right after I got her number, I was like, I was actually about to go home. I was like, yeah, we'd been out for a few hours. We'd done our workout. We had our coffee. We had a good time. And I was like, yo, I'm out. Peace out, bro. And I saw this chick, and I was like, just wait a minute. I gotta approach. This chick was just, this European white chick was standing. You know, when you see a hot European chick, it's kind of rare, to be honest, man. Like I always say, in Tokyo, it's like, damn, it's kind of like you gotta approach. Like I don't have yellow fever. I'm like, I like hot chicks. Like I don't discriminate. I really genuinely don't. If you hang out with me, if you ever hang out, you really will know that, because if we ever go out in nightlife, if there's a hot chick, I don't care what color skin she has. I care about her shape. That's what I care about. I care about her fashion and her shape and her fashion. Fashion is really important for chicks too, by the way. It's not only men, because chicks can have an amazing body, and once it's covered up, you don't know. You never know. I like the chicks that show their shape, but this chick was showing her nice little shape, curvy shapes, and I was like, yeah, that's nice. I could do with a nice European chick to spice, just variety. I like variety, man. Variety is the spice of life. Um, but yeah, Matt W says, rare to see hot white girls. Period after 2020. Yeah, I mean, you can see that. I mean, if you want to see hot white girls, you're gonna have to probably go to Eastern Europe or European countries, or Russia. You definitely will find them in Russia. Like God, like absolutely. 100%. Like there's hot Russian chicks in Japan. Some hot European models maybe too. But yeah, maybe Western girls are, yeah, it's gonna be, they're fucked. Like they've been, yeah, they've swallowed the blue pill for women, and it's just wrecked them. Matt W says, hot, inverted commas, white girls today consist of some chubby to obese chick with tattoos and a bunch of Hispanic black dudes drooling over her because that ass though. No, that's not hot. Hourglass, yes. Thick, no. Yeah, there's it is subjective, but yeah, we all have our different tastes. Definitely. I mean, I disagree. I disagree. I think Yair and myself have pretty similar tastes, but even myself and Yair have different, maybe a little bit different tastes, like in terms of style. He likes more plain girls. I like more. Honestly, I like more ratchet girls. That's kind of my guilty pleasure. Was that lyric? Um, you say no to ratchet pussy juicy J can't. I love that lyric because it's kind of true. It's like I can't say no to it. I honestly, it's hard. And ratchet, I don't mean as in like fat or like ugly. I mean as in kind of slutty. I like that. I don't know. It's like a guilty pleasure. It's like maybe kind of fetish thing. But yeah, it is what it is. My perfect style, I think, is for girls is like it's stylish and sexy. I don't like conservative chicks. I don't like conservative. I don't like innocence. I don't like innocence. Some guys love innocence. Some guys love girls that look sweet and innocent and like I don't know. That's a turn off for me. But it is if she's hot. I mean, if she's hot, she's hot. Uh, uh, Matt said, thick, takes no effort, and shows she's sickly. I don't get hard for that, even if it's cool to today. Depends on what you mean by thick. I mean, there's different versions of thick. I mean, a thick girl in America is probably insanely obese in Japan. A girl that's thick, yeah, a girl that's thick in a Western, not even just America, but even in a Western country, a girl that's thick in Japan would look obese. Um, yeah, so it really depends. A thick girl in Japan might actually be pretty sexy. Uh, uh, A Chang says, do the five, do the five, do the five. Not sure what that means. Can you elaborate? I don't know. Don't know what that means. But yeah. So yeah, today yeah, so how not to get stood up. Yeah, there's a bunch of different ways, but and there's obviously a difference between getting stood up and getting flaked on. Um, Getting flaked on is when a girl will let you know that she maybe cancels an hour before she cancels before she lets you know. Getting stood up is when she doesn't let you know. She just like you arrange a date, you're supposed to meet at a certain spot, and she just doesn't show up. That's getting stood up, and it's happened. Like honestly, it's I've been on hundreds of dates, and it's happened a handful of times, less than 10. I'd say around over in Japan. I'd say it's happened around 5 times, but it hasn't happened since I changed, since I became way more red pill. Like when I started learning, like I learned as I go. The last time I got stood up was like maybe it's probably around maybe 4 years ago. I don't know. It's a while. Because I don't put myself in a position to get stood up anymore. And uh, uh, Spark 55 says some conservative chicks I was with were the craziest one banging. Well, that I agree. I mean, sometimes you can't judge a girl by her looks. Sometimes these innocent looking chicks are fucking perverted and filthy in bed, and it's a good time. But yeah. So as I was saying, I don't put myself in a position to get stood up anymore. And you can, there's various ways to do that. And one of the ways to do that is, first of all, you should be arranging dates as close to your place as possible. And this is obviously like, depends on your situation, depends on your logistics, depends on, do you live in a city? Do you live in a place with easy access? Some of you guys, maybe you live in the countryside, it's not, you have to drive to your place, you have to drive to get to your place. So it varies, but it depends. I mean, but the most basic way to avoid getting stood up is by kind of, for example, the reason I thought of this subject is because a girl stood me up on when was it? Yeah, Tuesday night. But I didn't get stood up because I didn't go to meet the girl because I I know how to. If I ever get a sense that she might maybe flaking, what you can do is, and even if you don't, you can employ this tactic as well. But about 15 minutes before I was supposed to meet the girl, so let's just say we'd arranged to do. It was a girl I was going to do a photo shoot with. Really, like, this girl's ratchet but sexy as fuck. So she seemed very compliant. I met her out in a club, and she's down to do an erotic photo shoot at my place. Yeah, really really sexy, but yeah, we were very flirtatious in the club too. Let's just say probably let's just say it might not just be a photo shoot. She was kind of whining on me. If you don't know what whining is, it's when a girl kind of twerks on your crotch area in the club. It was hot. It was a good time. But yeah, anyway, we'd arranged to do this photo shoot, and she, I had confirmed with her the day before. Oh yeah, bring this outfit. Bring these high heels. And she was like, yeah, yeah, cool, cool. And she seemed very receptive, very compliant. So, but still, I hadn't, I'm very aware that these chicks are flaky and whatnot. So yeah, just 15 minutes before, the station is less than 10 minutes away from my house. That's where I always meet the girls. I always meet them at the station. It's, on my bike, it's like 2 minutes. It's very close. So, yeah, just confirm with them before it. And the way not to come across as having like a scarcity, oh, she's gonna flake kind of mindset. All you got to do is say, hey, what's up? I'm running a bit late. I'll be 5 minutes late. That's all you got to do. 5 to 10 minutes late. And that doesn't. So it's better than saying something like, hey, are we still down for tonight? That's not sexy, right? That's like, that's like, sounds kind of, it comes across as just maybe being a little bit desperate, a little bit needy. If you don't want to give that needy vibe, and which is kind of a turn off for women, you just say that. It disguises that not that I'm needy at all, but I just don't want to fucking go to the station and have to waste my fucking time if they're not going to be coming. So all you got to do is say, hey, what's up? I'm going to be 5 minutes late, and see you at the west exit at 7:05 or whatever. That's it. That's all you got to do. And depending, like I said, it depends on where you live. It depends on your circumstances. You might have to drive. Like, it might take you half an hour to drive to the place. Who knows? It might take you 15 minutes. So you might need to say, you might need to message them an hour before, or like 45 minutes before you're supposed to meet, and just say, hey, I'm going to be 5 to 10 minutes late. You're just running a bit late with work or whatever. Just make some excuse. And if they don't respond, don't leave your house. That's it. Never failed for me. First of all, this is like, if you want to be fail proof, like this, like I said, this has happened. This doesn't happen to me very often. I've had girls, like, flaking is a lot more common. Like, flaking is something that'll happen. Girls maybe let you know a couple hours before or the day before or something came up. But getting stood up is definitely should not be a common thing, and it has not been a common thing for me. So if someone stands me up, I will give these girls one chance. I will wait. I'm not going to just block them. I'm not just going to delete them if I get stood up. I'll wait to see what the excuse is. Maybe something happened. And I'll wait to hear the excuse before I take action, and either block them, delete them, or forget about it, or see what's up, see if they even respond. So this is where living the player lifestyle involves a little bit of patience, just a little bit. If you have a little bit of patience, you get more pussy. That's it. You need a little bit of patience. You don't need so much patience that it goes beyond patience and into like being a simp and like a needy simp. But yeah, I waited to see what her excuse was. So like a couple hours later, I said, what happened? I just sent her a message that said, what happened? That's it. And she wrote me back this if a girl kind of genuinely if she genuinely stands you up and she does it maliciously, usually like she'll in the times it happened to me, when it happened to me maliciously in the past, which has only been a few times, they will they won't show up, and then you try and message them and you won't get a response. Or there's ways to check if you've been blocked, like on a messaging app, and you can check if you've been blocked, and then that's malicious. They did it because they're a bitch and trying to fuck you over. But that doesn't happen to me anymore because I don't allow for it. I employ a very simple technique, saves me time, saves me having to walk 10 minutes. Even if I did walk at a station, it's still I'm not going that far out of my way. It might be annoying. It is annoying because there's plenty of times where there's multiple women to choose from when you're living a player lifestyle, and it's like you choose one girl, and if she flakes or whatever, then you're kind of left without anything for that night. But yeah, it's just these simple, as Jair says, these are small tips that help huge. Yeah, it's a small thing, but it really matters. Let me see. Yeah, so like I said, if they're malicious about it and they really were planning on standing you up, they'll block you and they won't reply, and that's it. But this girl, she wrote back, sorry, I didn't sleep properly for 1 week. I had planned just to take a nap for 2 hours, and but I just woke up now. I'm really, really sorry. So that was her response. You know, so that's why I gave her one more chance, and I said, okay, well, I see. Yeah, I understand. I said, I'm not like, oh, it's totally okay, it's totally fine. I just say, oh yeah, okay, I understand. And she said she wants to reschedule. When she said she wants to reschedule, it's a good it's kind of a good sign when a girl says they want to reschedule. So I'll give her one more chance. Yeah, final kind of final chance. And she said she'll come through tomorrow night. We'll see what happens, but regardless of what happens, it's her last chance. So it is what it is. But these are just things you can you can employ to save yourself a little bit of hassle, a little bit of trouble. If you're feeling, obviously, if she's a regular, usually with regulars, you don't need to employ these tactics. Like your regulars don't do this kind of shit. But if it's a girl you're meeting for the first time, first time meeting, maybe it's no harm just to especially if you have to get into your car and go and drive somewhere, just employ a simple tactic. Hey, I'm going to be 10 minutes late, running a bit late with work. See you at the spot at such and such a time, and it works perfect. If they don't respond, don't leave your house and save yourself some time. And if you get a message from them at the time you're supposed to meet, hey, where are you? You're like, oh, sorry, I just I checked in with you, didn't get a response, so I thought maybe something happened. And say, if you're there, I'll come through now. But there's usually they're going to respond. Like girls, they check they're aware they're going to be checking their messages. It is what it is. But Matt says, by thick, I mean a 20-year-old with a pretty face, fashionable, round booty, but huge thighs, fupa and cellulite. Thick girls get obese once they pop out a kid, but betas in the USA want to wife them up. Don't doubt it. Don't doubt it for a second. There's a lot of beta men. And that's the beta men. They're also to blame for the current state of things in the Western world. We can't always be blaming the women. But it's a complicated situation because it's like, yeah, who is to blame? Because undesirable, ratchet women create kind of beta weak men. But then at the same time, at another level, weak men create this like fucked up society by allowing women, to get away with such nonsense constantly. Yeah, speaking of kids, women popping out kids. Like I was just telling Yair today, it's like, it's noticeable when women, like a woman in her early 20s, like in her mid 20s, can pop out a kid, and bounce back from it pretty well, especially if she gets like a C-section. where it's not they take the baby out through an incision in the belly. um it maintains the vagina. But not only that, it's like when women give birth later in life, I give the analogy, it's like it's like a rechargeable battery, right? When a woman has a baby in her early, say she's like 24, 25, she can have the baby and she can fully recharge. Like her looks, let's just compare her looks is, to a battery. The battery can fully recharge almost, like maybe 99%. She's like, having a baby is always going to take a certain toll on a woman. There's always going to be something. But the older a woman gets, like that battery, like say if a woman's 25 when she has a baby, she can recharge the battery to like 98%. If she's 27, she can recharge the battery to 95%. When she's 29, she can recharge the battery to maybe 94%. When they start going up into 30, it's like, I don't know, it's like maybe she can recharge the battery to 90%, or maybe, once you go past 30, maybe let's say a 35-year-old woman has a baby, she can maybe recharge the battery to 80%. It takes a 35-year-old woman, if you ever seen, it takes a huge toll on their body. I kind of know these things because when I came, originally I was worked in a school. I'd see parents coming for parent teacher meetings, and you'd see like maybe 35-year-old mother, with or maybe she's 40 or whatever, but with whatever, young kids, and they just look old. Even Asian women, they look like they have some gray hairs and the baggy eyes, and it's just like you can tell she had a baby later in life. She was late to the game. And as opposed to, I've hooked up with chicks in Japan that some I remember hooked up with this married chick, and she was like 26, but she got pregnant when she was like 19. So she was a young mother, and she only had one kid. She had the kid when she was like I said, when she was 19, and she was 26 when I met her. And she got a C-section, so she was still really hot, like really, really, really hot. It'd just be a different thing if she was, it's just different. Like you'll see, think about it. When women are giving birth, it's like their youth. There's like they're dispersing, like their youth. It's like taking their life force in and putting it into a creature, into a baby. So it takes it out of them for sure. But yeah, that's just a side note on on today's show. But yeah, that's why, like, even when you see these like Western chicks, they already age pretty badly. So when you add, like, if they do end up getting knocked up, having babies later in life, man, it just like smashes them into the wall, like just total train wreck. But yeah, it just ages them really badly. But yeah, just guys, don't let yourselves get stood up. There's no need for it. You don't need to get yourself, you can take precautions, but yeah, let's see, what is it? Harry says, no risk, no reward. Yeah, I mean, you can't like completely prevent, any like getting stood up like 100%. I pretty much can, because I live in a spot. I don't go on dates unless they're coming to my area. That's just the way I play it, because I figured the game out, and my logistics are pretty good. So, but not every guy can do that. So there is going to be, depending on your logistics, depending on your location, it's just going to be different, depending on where you're at. Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much that's pretty much my advice. on how not to get stood up. Um, you know, but yeah, but I think I will leave it there today. I have a hottie coming over in about an hour. It's going to be a good time. It is and I'll let you know on tune into the show on Thursday night 9 p.m. and I'll let you know if this chick uh, flaked again or not. But either way, that's going to be her last straw. It's her last chance tomorrow night. So we'll see if she comes through. I'll let you know what happened. It'll be a good time if she does come through. If she doesn't, I'm blocking the girl. Like it's just like it's over. Like you get two strikes. You say three strikes, but if under certain circumstances, it's like two strikes. You're out. But yeah. So yeah, guys, have a good day or good evening or wherever you're at, and tune in to Thursday night 9 p.m. Central Time, and I'll let you know because that's my Friday morning. So we'll see. So have a good one, guys. Peace out. Bye bye.